everyone, Throne64 here, and today we are back for some more Sonic Adventure for the Sega Dreamcast. Now, we're here to take on the most unique story in the entire game, even more than Amy, who was the biggest compliment I have for a story, but even more unique than that would be Big. His gameplay is literally nothing like everyone else's, and you'll see why.
Hold on, Froggy, I'm coming! What? Froggy, is that you? You're looking kinda weird, good buddy. What's up with the tail? Hey, wait a minute! You swallowed my lucky charm! Come back here! What's wrong with you? Something's not right. We've always been friends. For years. Froggy! Wait up! Oh dear. Yoo-hoo! Froggy! Come out wherever you are! Oh man, where could my Pollywog pal be anyway?
So, yes, in case you were having trouble witnessing that, like literally at the beginning. So, as you just saw, we have Big, who just happens to have one of the Chaos Emeralds. He has that Chaos Emerald swallowed by a possessed Froggy. Like Froggy, who was possessed by a portion of Chaos, hence the tail. And now we gotta go through freaking Station Square. Of course, you know which one of the stages we have to go through for this, in order for us to get them. But before that, right out the gate, we have one of the power-ups, which is a lore power-up. Big's entire game plan, as you may see so far, involves the lure of his fishing rod. Now, you're thinking, with the lure, and with this rod here, especially if you're coming from like Super Smash Brothers, you're thinking maybe he's going to use the rod to hit enemies, like hit one enemy and...
Froggy, there you are. Wait, don't run away. What you doing under that car? What's wrong?
But as I was saying, with him, it's like, you would think he would be using a rod to like attack enemies. Like, look, he can even aim it. So it's like, you could probably aim at an enemy, swing it at them, and then freaking have at it with the enemies and just hit them. We'll go into it when we get to the actual stage, but right now we're actually going to be going through one of the mandatory power-ups here. I believe you have to grab it from here. Can I not grab the car? Maybe I have to grab it through here? Like, you have to pick up the car. Like, believe it or not. There we go, there we go. He has to pick up the car. Like, how he sounds, do not let that fool you. This fuck. Ooh, I don't want to say that. This dude is actually pretty strong. Oh my god. Like, this dude is actually much stronger than he made sound. And apparently think, because he actually got his tail stuck. But yes, the first actual level we're going to go to is Twinkle Park.
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
No. So we have to fish for Froggy. Yes, I said that. Yes, you heard that correctly. I said it correctly. You have to fish for him. Now, you can use the rod to actually attack enemies, like I mentioned earlier, but that's not the main game plan. You are literally going up in this whole section, going to entire stages, and the whole game is just you trying, like, whole story. I gotta stop saying whole game. But the whole game plan, rather, is just to get, it's just so you can get freaking Froggy, the possessed frog. Now, how you control this is that you have to use the action button to pull out the rod. You have to aim the lure with the control stick while holding it. If you get any fish, you have to hold A to pull it. Of course, moving left and right to make sure you don't end up potentially breaking it. You want to go for like a pull and release. Remember, you have to do it in there's a specific way you have to do this. I haven't really properly learned how to do this, so it may take a while for me to go through the missions. But just like with Amy, he doesn't really have too many levels to do here. And the thing is, you would think, why does someone like Big have a life counter? If the lure breaks, that's it. That's how you die. I mean, you could also die from touching an enemy without rings, but him to loot, for Big to lose, you have to lose all. You have to lose the lure, basically. If you let it go too tight, that's it. The weight, it doesn't really matter for the story mission, because the whole point of it is just to catch Froggy here. But the weight is normally how you would measure the weight of like certain fish. It'll matter in like the bigger, like the later missions, but for this, since we're just focusing on Froggy here, and why are like every other fish trying to grab this? Like, I believe that if a fish acts a certain way, you have to actually move it left and right to, so it'll like stop doing that, and then you can just pull without any issues. That's what I think was going on here. Like right here, I can start pulling him, but because he's facing away, I have to actually do this a little bit. Now I can pull him back. Alright, facing away. Press left and right. Get him to turn around. Yeah, there's like a little sound effect. I'm talking over the sound effect over right now. But funnily enough, there's actually a big, like, a background music for this too, which is funny enough.
I got a fish.
Okay. And no. As funny as it would be for a mission to end like that, you cannot just jump in there and grab Froggy. It won't work that way. You have to do the fishing. Now to pull him in, every time Froggy is near the lure, just press A to pull it in just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So he'll turn around and automatically go toward the lure. So what's supposed to happen is that he's supposed to grab onto it, bite it. But I think there's a button I'm supposed to press here. I'm really not sure. Like, this is probably, for a lot of people do not like this mission for some reason. There we go. You have to circle the control stick. There we go.
Not too bad.
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
Now, here's the thing. I want to emphasize one thing. With Big's missions, just like with Amy, his game plan being super far away from what you have to do for Sonic Adventure is kind of nuts. And it's kind of unconventional because, like, this is probably the slowest way that many people... The slowest way, like, the slowest adventure. Even slower than Amy because of the way you have to capture Big. Not capture Big. Have Big catch Froggy. So, for that aspect, I think that's the main reason why so many people don't like Big's story. Even worse than what Amy has to go through. Because Amy is just slow. Like, Amy is slow and has to go through so many other, like, hoops and everything of just trying to avoid Zero, even though the game plan isn't really much to it. But with Big has to deal with virtually nothing that's like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and even the other character we haven't played yet. Let me talk to the kid here. I'm Mr. Know-It-All. Let me give you some advice. Hold L and R together if you're having trouble attracting fish. Your lure will come right back to you. Bet you didn't know that. I actually did not. That's actually I actually want to try that out.
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.
Literally a random tip, and I just talked to someone and I actually learned something. Who would have thought that talking to people would actually give you some kind of a learning experience? But yeah, we gotta go over here and go to Ice Cap again. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, before we get to that, let me see if it's even available.
Didn't I see a green-colored stone somewhere?
Yeah, we're out of the part where Knuckles would have confronted Tails and Sonic. But yes. So for this part, before we get to Ice Cap, there is a little bit of... let me put this right here. There's a little bit of traveling you need to do here. Because the thing I keep interrupting myself on is that Big has the largest amount of power-ups to collect throughout everyone's story, including Gamma's later. So, on top of that big power-up we saw at the very beginning of Big's story, there's actually another lore power-up here. Right here. Now if you keep going this way, I believe it'll take you straight over to Big's place. Hopefully I'm going the right way, because I always get confused on this section. And again, there's no quick travel or anything with this game, so if you get lost, you're getting freaking lost.
It's the power rod. You now have longer casting distance.
Yeah, that's really about it. You can now just toss it much farther. Not much to it, really. But it is a neat power-up for some other things we'll be taking care of later in his story. But now we're going to go ahead and go back up. I just got to find a ladder here. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to enjoy the music while going through this, because, like, the thing is, if you get stuck with this music is pretty much the only thing you have left to keep you calm on this, and thankfully I'm not lost because I'm right here. Now, you remember when I mentioned that Amy had the slowest climb speed in the game?
Go, go. Go, go. Go, go.
For some reason, oh, I gotta get that stone again. I'll see you guys when I get the stone. Okay. As I was saying, they just randomly gave him like the fastest climbing speed in the entire game. And there's only like, what, 2, 3 scenarios I can think of in the entire story where he needs to climb on a ladder. Yet this dude can just climb it like it's a beast. But yeah, like I was also saying, Big has like the largest amount of collectibles in the game for his power-ups, but most of his power-ups are just the lore upgrades. There's even a lore upgrade coming up inside freaking Ice Cap. We're going to be finding that before we find Froggy, but before that, we get another major power-up right here.
You've discovered the life belt. It keeps you afloat when you're in water. To swim underwater, press the jump button when afloat.
So yeah, the life belt will always take you up, but to go down, you have to jump. And you have to hold the jump button too if you want to stay underwater. Of course, as we experienced at one point, or at least I have, there's some underwater, there's the classic, or rather infamous, drowning music in the game. So what we're gonna do here is right out the gate, like right here, we can already get Froggy, but we're not gonna worry about him right now. We gotta do a little bit of traveling to get all the way to that side over there that has the power up. Yeah, you actually don't even need the rock to break this. Like, Big can just jump on that. I don't really got much else to put on that regarding, like, Big's abilities and attributes. Because, like, the ice here isn't not necessarily, like, big or anything. Okay, this is the wrong side anyway. Yeah, like, they try to put a rock right here so you can break it, but you can literally just jump on it. And I see an invincibility power-up. Like, there's a way to get around this here. I just gotta find out where. That's how we came. That's the way we came from. Actually, screw it. Might as well just grab it. Actually, you know what? I think I remember now. You do have to travel up and platform a little bit. While I still hold that Big isn't necessarily built for doing stuff like this, the fact that he has a whole traversal, like way to traverse water just by having a life belt on this. Actually, no, it looks like I'm not gonna need to go up here at all. So it's like, let's go up here instead. That's another thing, though. Trying to get out the water is also a pain. Ah, right here. Here we go. Yeah, now we just go all the way down here. Power up. And now we gotta go all the way back. I think you can just restart. I think you can just restart the level and just get them that way, but where's the fun in that? Let's just traverse a little bit, eh? Like, he's already at the very beginning of Ice Cap anyway. But yes, as you can pretty much tell, he is not... Big is absolutely not built for this kind of traversing or platforming at all. The speed shoes do not do anything with this. Like, just having this is like, okay. Okay, yeah, we're already at the beginning right here, so. I think we're at the beginning. I don't see Frog anywhere. Oh, yeah, you can just instantly press it to get her to... Yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool. That's a very neat trick. Ah, there he is. And no, you can't just press L and R to instantly pull Froggy. It doesn't work like that. Alright, we're not low enough level yet. You see? Okay, there we go. Yeah, you have to circle the control stick, or rather rotate it, in order to make it work. And that's it.
Not too bad.
Alright, and if you remember this cutscene from someone else's mission. But yeah, like the main issue I have with trying to get out the water is like you have to be like completely at a standstill, then you can jump. If you're still moving around up and down with it, you'll just end up sinking right back down. It's not properly explained on this, but that's what happens when you have multiple things assigned to a single button, which unfortunately becomes a trend.
Oh no, he's got my little buddy. Whoa! Glad I found you.
Oops!
Oh, now what am I gonna do?
And I believe now we actually have to go to Emerald Coast.
The train headed for Station Square will be departing soon.
There's your answer. I actually don't even think I've talked about this. Hold on a second.
That robot! I'd better go after Amy!
Yeah, this is when he was at, like, right after Speed Highway. But man, like as I was saying, like one thing I didn't really talk about much is that like with what's the button to like do the zoom in on this? I guess it doesn't exist in this version. Oh, it's the freaking D-pad. But as I was saying, one of the things that I don't think it's ever been talked about too much is like the whole time of day event that goes on with this. There's a mod, as I'm pretty sure you guys have seen from my Smash videos, that like there's a mod where Station Square is on over Smashville where it actually plays the time of day. I think it's really neat that they implemented that for that stage because that stage also is based on Animal Crossing that also has a time of day thing. While Sonic Adventures is more so based on like specific events that happen on in the story. Actually, I'm not sure what this is for. I'm pretty sure this is either another way to access the Child Garden or something that requires the internet, the access to the internet on the Dreamcast. And yes, and I think I've talked about this before, but the Dreamcast being able to connect to the internet was a big thing back then. The first actual game console to connect to the online services. You have to get a disc for it, but when you had that and had access to the setup and everything, there were so many things you had access to that, including some of the DLC, like early DLC for Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. And those were only on the Dreamcast versions. They never came back on the Battle or DX versions, and they didn't even come back on the re-releases either until you start modding. But enough about that. Let's get to Emerald Coast. Like, the whole thing about me talking about this with modding and everything is it's one of those things. It's another one of those things we talk about with the Dreamcast. Once again, being a console ahead of its time, but gone too soon for the rest of the gaming industry to catch up until the PS2 and Xbox, and eventually Nintendo with the Wii. I don't think there's a lure power up here, but there is a secret area you can visit here. Yeah, right here. And of course the bubbles in case you get stuck. Froggy is like at the very beginning again. There really isn't much, like if you were just to focus on Froggy and not like the lore power-ups or anything regarding his missions, you can actually finish his stuff just like with Amy in like under an hour. Cause like after this we got Hot Shelter and the boss, which yes, there is a legit boss battle with Big the Cat with this fishing mechanic. I'll go more into detail with that once that comes, but right now let's just enjoy the music with a unique sound to freaking Emerald Coast. And no, you can't actually jump. Despite the fact that this dude can break ice and be able to move cars, jumping on a Robotnik, nah, that's too much. That's too unrealistic. Actually, hold on. I believe that if you follow the ring path, like, let's just follow it for a second. And I'm going the wrong way. Okay, hold on. You don't have to be in the ring path itself, you know. Ah, there's Froggy. Here we go. This is probably the best way you can tell where Froggy is. And keep in mind, you can still fish even when you're in the water. Thanks to the life bells. There we go. Let's just finish this up real quick. Yeah, when he does this, you have to move it left and right. Because if you try pulling it, you're going to end up risking breaking everything. Or maybe it's the other way around. Like, I know it's like, it's one or the other in this case, but, oh, he's pretty much a really big fight in this one. Yeah, okay, yeah, you have to pull when he's doing that with the legs. If he's doing this, yeah, okay. Like, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying here.
Not too bad. Froggy? Uh-oh. No! Hold on there! Come back, please! Give me my friend back! I'm begging you, please! Froggy? This place doesn't look familiar to me at all. Smells like Froggy's around somewhere. Think I'll see what's behind this door.
Which door, Big? There's like 3 of them right here. But believe it or not, while the hot shelter is right there,
Your friend is in the hot shelter. Hurry up and rescue him.
what we're actually gonna do is go here. Thankfully, we can't play this minigame with Big, only Amy. Hit this switch over here for yet another lure power-up. Gotta save real quick. There we go. I'm not sure if I have all of them now, but this will at least be enough for like the other missions when I take care of it on my own time. But yes, Hot Shelter. I believe this is actually his last level. Until we get to the boss. Yeah, it's his last level and then we get to the boss. Yeah, I get it now. I remember now. I believe, yep, the shield's still there, and I believe even the freaking speed shoes are here too. Yeah, it's exactly just Amy's hot shelter. And you know what's the funny thing is, like, this underwater bridge, like, they give you a whole, like, ladder to climb up, but on top of the life belt, which will already take you up to the surface.
Ah, there's Froggy. Looks like he needs my help.
Now you would think that with him being right there, he would be in the same spot every single time. No. He'll still be in this area, but just not the same spot as you would think. Ah, there you are. Oh. Nande, get down there. Okay, wrong spot anyway. Is it the light getting in the way? Is it a camera issue? There we go. Like, I don't know what I did differently there. Alright, but the real trick to this, pull it, just get a little bit, like, you don't want to get too fast. Circle it, and now he's too close to actually get away. The real trick to this. I know I'm just teaching this now, but very important tip. I really don't think Big's missions are as bad as everyone says it is, but I feel like that's not the reason why people complain about it.
Not too bad.
At least I think.
Yes. We're together again at last, huh? Huh? That's strange. Where am I? Froggy?
Yeah, there's an invisible wall, so you don't have to worry about jumping off or anything like that. Not like that'd be a concern to begin with. Actually, one thing I do want to test. Hopefully it won't pull me in. Yeah, it's not deep enough. God dang it. Alright. Let's just go. Let's just go. There's no power up here.
Wow. Is it alright for me to be here? So do you trust me? So these are the 7 emeralds. Could it be? The servers are The 7 Chaos Emeralds, unified by one that is the controller. The 7 Chaos... The controller itself. Could this be the emerald that controls the 7 Chaos?
Froggy? I don't like the looks of this place. If something happens now, there's no point to my rescuing you. I don't know who would bother to save us both. We better get going, buddy!
Emergency alert has been cancelled. Resuming monorail operations.
It's just like, the more I think about Big's mission, it makes me think of like how crazy the Dreamcast is, and the more I think about the Dreamcast, it really makes me feel like I kind of missed out on this. Like, I wasn't necessarily, I would say, born too late or anything, or any dumb stuff like that, but it's just like, in terms of the craze, like, I ended up growing more up with the N64 during the early 2000s before playing like the PS2 and Xbox, which of course forms what you guys see today with Factorial 64. What the? Okay then. And yes, you could take the monorail in and outside the egg carrier for all the characters. But yeah, as I was saying, like I kind of feel like I was missing out with like what the freaking Dreamcast all had to offer in terms of like games, like not just Sonic games, not just like Jet Set Radio or anything like that, like not just the popular ones, but like at the time, mind you, but like I'm talking about like all the obscure games, the ones that you don't always hear about, the ones that like are super unique in those aspects. Like, I know Power Stone 2 is about to come out. Like, Power Stone and Power Stone 2 is about to come out in the, like, Capcom collection. But before that, before anyone even talked about that, tell me, were you ever thinking about Power Stone 1 or 2 before that Capcom collection? Unless you were born around the time where you got to play the game, I can't imagine you were.
So, I see you're trying to escape. I'm right on time. Chaos, grab him! Get that frog! And don't forget the Chaos Emerald. Alright, and now for the frog. The frog is possessed by your tail. Once you get your tail, you'll be complete and ultra strong.
Unbelievable! Look what happened! Chaos has transformed again!
Huh?
Uh-oh. Gotta go!
Froggy? I'll save you. Don't worry, Pally.
So, he's your friend, eh? No sweat. I'll get him back. Watch me.
Careful, Froggy. Don't worry. We'll get you back.
So yes, the boss is Chaos 6, where we actually get to team up with Sonic, and we have to actually hit Chaos 6 in this crazy scenario. Like, this is actually insane. Like, I'm trying to hit him, but it's actually like a little bit difficult on the hitbox. Whoa, getting a little too close there. Like, this boss is actually a lot more tense than you would think it would be. Or we're just grabbing Froggy and actually getting him out of Chaos 6. Yes, this is literally all we're doing.
Hooray! Froggy! I won't let them take you away again.
Go on and get out of here. I'll do the rest.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Come, little buddy. Time to get a move on. What? Hey, maybe we should use this. But I don't know the first thing about it. Oh well, I'll give it a try anyway.
Yeah, that is Big's mission. Like, we're already done. We're not even 50 minutes with the recording either. Like, holy. But yeah, Big's missions, absolutely, like the actual shortest one in the game if you know what you're doing. This one can be longer if you don't. But generally speaking, it's such an out there idea that I can understand why a lot of people don't like it in the context of Sonic Adventure. Much like how I didn't like much of Amy's moveset and like what her design is in the context of Sonic Adventure. But at least with Big, everything doesn't feel like it's conflicting with itself. It's just something that's completely out there. It has nothing to do with Sonic Adventure. And I mean, it does have something to do with Sonic Adventure in terms of like the story, but I mean like in terms of gameplay. When I talk about this stuff, I'm talking mostly gameplay. But the problem with this, and the reason why I can't like knock on it, is because, and also, what the frick is this theme? In the context of the Dreamcast game, where they had like a lot of fishing games back in the day, or at least a couple of them, it's like, it makes sense why it's in this. And I'm talking Sega themselves having fishing games too. It's like, it makes sense that they try to implement fishing in so many games, which we're only now seeing decades later with games today. Again, and again, and I know I'm going to be saying this again, so I'm also just say it again. This game, or this story, is the culmination of the Dreamcast being ahead of the game industry by literal decades, but was an ultimate fumble with how they couldn't get anyone to buy it back in the late 90s. Like, if they tried, and I know it's been said before, not with this channel, but with other people, but really, just think about it for a second. If they had put this back out today, if this was something that we had for games today, like actively advertised, like treated like a new game outside of maybe those freaking $70, $80 price point stuff, but if these were games released today for $60 or even $50, like ignoring that for a second, in terms of what the game has to actually offer, I think that this game would have ultimately had a lot. Well, not just this game, but like, because this game is actually something you can actually play today through the DX version. Same with Adventure 2, but like, the entire Dreamcast lobby is basically what I'm trying to get at here. Like, this theme is throwing me off by so much, but like, it's that kind of silliness that feels like it's consistently out there. That's the one thing I can say about Big Story compared to like my issue with Amy. It's like, this is at least consistent with how silly it is versus Amy, where it's like, with all the cutscenes and everything, they try to paint her in like this kind of light where she's like, not necessarily like what they did with Tikal, but in a sense of connecting with the actual character like Sonic, Tails, and even with the cutscene against him and Eggman. Not him and Eggman, him and Gamma. But none of that. No, Big is just doing his own thing. He got caught up in this turmoil here, having to catch a goddamn frog. A literal frog. That's literally his main aspect of his story. He is just trying to save Froggy, but he got tangled up in all this mess. Anyway, next story is going to be Gamma's.